Previously on Story Hoard.
Ithaco peeks her head around a corner looking for someone to catch her in the act of whatever mischief she's getting up to.
Is everything going all right, or?
Things aren't fine, and I know that, and I'm sure they know that. What's this nerd doing for you, Momori? What's he been with?
I'm getting more stuff, and I was thinking maybe he could help me.
He can help with tracking him down. Mateo, have you seen these artifacts before?
Sildra waved around the staff pretty cavalierly, and it made a lot of green energy.
And she runs up towards the estates. Yeah, that nerd, watching him try and vault his way into the teacher's window, that was, pretty crazy shit, right? Wedged in the front door is a red banner with the heretic's sigil emblazoned on it.
We're standing in front of a door, Grace. I have a question.
Yeah, Maddie.
It's a closed door.
The door is closed. There's a banner hanging out of it.
Is it locked?
Well, that's on you to find out, isn't it?
Roll to investigate door.
Momori, you put your hand on the door handle and it gives way into the front foyer of the teacher's home. The three of you were just here last night, and if it's even possible, it feels even larger, more cavernous, and more imposing than it did in the dead of night last night in this moment. From deep within, you can hear a number of voices shouting and distant thudding footsteps. You can't see anyone. It's from where you're standing in this front foyer, there are a number of paths you can take, but there's no one directly within eyesight of any of you. And if you would, give me 1 second.
No worries.
Because this is gonna be a little bit of a dungeon crawl.
Please! We're trying to save our beloved teachers, and you're gonna make us fight a labyrinth for it? You're gonna make us play a game? You're gonna give us puzzles to solve?
We're gonna have to fight Zephyrius's pet that he lost in here 100 years ago, and it's gonna be a Minotaur man.
Some sort of a...
Papa, why have you left me here?
It's gained sentience after all these years.
That's a free one, Grace. You can use that.
Thank you, Margaret. So generous of you.
Where's the map?
I'm working on it.
Right now it's in the drive.
Oh. Margaret can see because Margaret has special powers.
Hold on.
Living with Grace.
Margaret has special eyes.
I'm just using my magic smelling vision.
Yeah, smell-o-vision.
Yes! Wait! No! Mateo can smell our way through this dungeon!
No, I'm pushing back against that one. Absolutely not. I'm putting this in... Fuck off.
Grace,
I'm putting this in...
this cannon. You've already started this.
Grace, here's the easy way out of that. Ithaco has incense everywhere.
Fine. What?
Oh, gross! We have smelly perfume everywhere. Momori's dead. Momori falls down and dies.
Oh, don't tempt me.
Home.
It's fine. So with this map, this shows the wide front foyer and the path that the teachers took you to their breakfast nook last night. This is the space you are aware of right now. And there are, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 potential routes you can take, with right in the dead center being a staircase that leads up to a second floor. How would you like to proceed?
I would like to use my arcane compass.
Oh.
Love it.
You gave us magic tools.
Oh, thank God you remembered that. Oh my God. I was aware you had it. I was not confident that you would use it, but thank you for using it. Yes, use your arcane compass. I forgot the rules for arcane compass. I have it
I
right
think
now.
you can use it like twice.
You can use it twice a day. I think it's you roll a d20, I want to say. And the higher the number, just the better read you get. This compass points towards the most powerful magical source in a given area. So, let's see what you find, Mateo.
I got a 19.
Oh.
Wah!
Heck yeah.
Forget your dungeon, Grace. We already beat it.
I solved your dungeon puzzle. I had a GPS.
You okay?
Joke's on you, God. We have technology.
So glad Margaret remembered that she had an arcane compass this whole time.
Okay. Give me 1 second, because I was gonna do this whole process kind of like in media res. Of I have I have my working like Procreate file of the structure of this house, and I was gonna like in real time map it out, like what route you guys take. And with a 19, I guess I just have to draw the route you're going to take by following this compass. This whole home gives off a vibe of, it feels more like a museum than someone's home, with the size of the high stone walls and the fact that almost every square inch of space is just filled with stuff. It's, for how big this place is, it doesn't feel cramped. It's too big and too vast for it to feel cramped, but it is by no means empty. Every square inch of this place is filled with some sort of piece of artwork or artifact or something. And your arcane compass, when you first take it out, is spinning all over the place before very confidently starting to point you. Oh, hell. It's 19.
Sorry, Grace, you'll have to save your guitar for the next episode.
No. Oh,
I
okay.
have a question.
Okay. Yeah, Mads.
What does this look like? We all burst in. Mateo pulls out his. We all just like stop and wait for Mateo to pull out his compass. Like, what does this story-wise look like?
Mateo like sighs exasperatedly, and he's like, "Well, they have to be like the most magical thing in here, right?"
Momori nods.
So you are going to go up the stairs directly in front of you. Not nearly as large as the vast stone staircase leading into the estates, but similar kind of feeling of large carved stone steps that lead upstairs to a second floor that is equally sprawling. The staircase opens up into a smaller sort of common area with, again, several branching paths and several closed doors for you to investigate. And your compass, leading the three of you up the staircase, is directing you down one particular hallway directly next to the stairs you came up.
All right.
So many rooms for.
I don't know. Maybe they have a lot of hobbies.
So we're just gonna take a quick peek into like the room that's like on the far right side of the map, like the short one that's kind of near the circle.
Yeah, Sildra, you open up that first door next to the hallway the compass is pointing towards. You open it up and you see a tidy little bedroom space. It's humble. Bed is well made. It seems like a single bedroom with some sparse shelves. There's a small desk off to one side with a handful of small little jewelry projects being worked on, a handful of small plants being tended to. Next to the bed, there is a nightstand with a framed portrait of someone. And you look around this room, and it smells like a very familiar blend of incense and fertilizer.
Sildra just nods and closes the door. It's like, okay, I know where that is.
Mm.
And
Okay.
they'll just go ahead and follow. They were just curious.
Mm-hmm. Anyone else curious?
Okay. Momori listens. Can we hear the sounds of a fight happening?
Yeah, are they still yelling? Are we going towards the yelling? How about that?
You are not.
God damn it.
You're going towards the most magical thing in this house.
Momori
This is
looks-
another. There's gonna be like a second Aebis in this room who has like, where are you going?
Okay,
It's
so
weird.
all right. Okay. There's four different rooms, right? Sildra, we're gonna say open door number 2.
Well, I want to open the door that we're going to at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, open that.
Would you like to split up?
No.
Can we just peek in? Is it gonna suck us in?
You follow your compass down to the room that it's directing you towards. It's tucked away off of this long winding hallway that branches off in a few places. In this room that's off to the side, is relatively unassuming. It's just another closed door. And you open it. You peek your head in. There's no light on, but from what you can see from the candlelit hallways, because this is in the side of the mountain, there's no natural light coming through, at least in this part of the home. The candlelight from the hallway spills in just enough for you to see. It looks like a storage room. There's a number of covered objects by white sheets. Smells dusty, but your compass is pointing unwaveringly towards the back corner of the room, towards a tall, covered something.
Hey, Grace, are there, is there a current battle happening in this room? Are there teachers yelling and blood potentially being spilled? Or
No.
is this just a storage closet?
This is, from an outside perspective, just a basic, dusty, unassuming storeroom that just happens to be where Mateo's arcane compass is directing you towards and identifying as the most magical place in this house.
All right. Momori walks out of this room. Momori walks down the hallway, and where is this yelling coming from, Grace?
It was louder downstairs on the
Okay.
first floor.
I really don't want to split up, but Momori's
I'm
gonna run
staying here
downstairs.
for at least a bit.
Sildra's
Momori
curious
runs
now.
downstairs. We have bigger problems than this.
The worst thing that happens is Aebis gets a little bit hurt. It's fine.
I can't wait for you guys. I gotta go. Momori turns and runs.
Momori, you turn on your heels and run back down the central staircase, and you are back in the main foyer of the house. What sounds right now? An investigation check or a perception check to get an inkling on where you want to go, unless you want to blindly go down one of these corridors.
Oh, you're giving me the option. Well,
I'm asking.
let's see what I have a high modifier for. Perception, or did you say investigation?
One of the two. Whatever feels right to Momori.
What are my investigation stats? I'm confused.
You should have like a little thing that says investigation.
+0. We're going for perception. That's a +1.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna roll for it, guys. Wish me luck. Oh no! Why would I use this dice?
Hey, Mads.
Oh no.
So
Yeah. Yeah?
quick story. I made my own 20-sided dice.
What?
I didn't make it very good. The resin didn't cure quite properly. And I keep all my dice in, this one little jar, so I just grabbed my homemade one. The problem with the homemade one is the one is a little lighter than the rest of said
Mads.
die because anyways, I crit failed. It does not matter. It
You have cursed dice.
Oh my god.
well, anything I make, it tends to, bring me pain, so this tracks.
Okay.
I don't know, Grace. Do I need a guitar?
Leaving the house.
No, you don't leave. You're too determined to just give up. This is a labyrinth of a home. You got that indication last night when it was such a ordeal just to get to the sitting nook. And based on the upstairs floor plan that you were able to see, the whole house is going to be a rat's nest to look through.
Mhm.
And on that crit fail, Momori, you decide to investigate one avenue. It's off to the side of the main staircase that you just came down. It's the next set of doors over. You throw the door open, you walk inside because it's dark, and the door closes directly behind you. And you are locked in a closet.
Darn it! No! I knew this was gonna happen.
Momori, you walk 3 feet in front of you, and you can't get very far because from what you were able to see while the door was still open, it looks like, a full to the brim closet full of boxes and bags. There's just barely room to fit you as the door closes behind you and does not open as you try the handle to no avail. And you are trapped in this closet.
All right. I'm assuming you want to cut back, or do you want me to start trying to break out of this?
I mean, what's Momori's reaction? What is she trying to do? Because the door handle's not working, and she's in a very tight space.
So tried the handle. Handle isn't working, obviously. All right, we're just gonna old-fashioned drop kick this door. If that doesn't work, I have a hand axe. So
You can try. I'll give you one roll.
okay. And what are we calling this? Strength, athletics?
Make it a strength check because you don't have a lot of room to reel back and do much of anything.
Okay. My strength is +5, and I rolled an 8. So that's a total of 13.
Yeah, but you did crit fail.
Grace!
You managed to dent the door, which, similar to the doors upstairs, all these doors are made of like a thin metal, like kind of a patterned on the outside, kind of filigree. But they're just kind of like thin steel doors with just little decorative flourishes, and you dent it. Doesn't open.
Momori screams in frustration. Oh.
Yeah, I'll say on a 13, you don't get out, you dent the door, and you do knock over a couple of these boxes to reveal a whole bunch of You can't really see it because it's pretty dark, but you knock
Cool.
over a couple of boxes, just kind of on and around you.
All right, what's in these boxes, Grace?
I don't know. You can't see. You're in a dark closet.
Can I feel it with my hands? God, if there's like some snakes in here, I'm not.
No, they're not snakes. You go to kind of like brush them off of you, and you pick a few up, and they're cold. They feel like, I don't know, stone something or other.
Oh, okay, but like not snakes, not spiders, like
Not snakes, not spiders. Some of them are stone. Some of them, I think they might be like wood or something cool and polished. But no light, dark storage closet. You're not getting much.
Are these tiny dolls?
You can't tell what they are. They're
A closet.
You knocked over a
living
bunch of
hell.
stuff, but now you're locked in a closet and you made a mess. Back to Sildra and Mateo. You're on the second floor in this room. What would you like to do?
Take the sheet off the thing. The tall one.
Mateo, you walk up to this tall whatever it is at the back of this storeroom, leaving the door open so that there's some light pouring in that falls partially onto this object. And you grip the corner of this big white sheet and pull it off. And it reveals a tall, intricately carved wooden cabinet. It's got very beautifully and elegantly carved details of what looks like a forested scene with birds flying through tall trees that wind up the length of this closed cabinet.
Narnia?
That's exactly what I was thinking too.
What is this? Like a... Does it have like... Is it one drawer or is it lots of drawers?
This is like, those kinds of like closed Japanese shrines where they have like the open and close them like double doors that
Like
open up
sliding
into...
doors?
No, like pull open double doors.
Okay.
The large front doors of this cabinet have two small knobs made of, it looks like a mother of pearl or some sort of iridescent kind of enamel.
Like the pendant or the brooch that Aebis had, perhaps?
Not quite.
Okay.
Not quite. This is more like inlaid mother of pearl. Different from what Aebis had.
Is my special eye getting any vibes off this?
Yeah, I don't know. Why don't you roll that perception check and see?
Sildra, is my eye glowing, perhaps, right now? I don't know how it works.
They'll kind of, they're going to lean in and tap the glass eye.
Oh, don't do that! God, that felt so weird. Don't do that.
It's just glass.
Like, it's... I mean, it reverberated throughout my skull when you did that, so I hated it. Thanks.
Mateo, roll perception for me.
Okay.
And roll with advantage.
Okay. 17. And the other one was a 2, so we're gonna go with 17. What am I? Perception?
Perception.
Okay, so 18.
Okay. On that 18, Sildra, Mateo's eye does have a slightly bluer kind of hue to it. It's a pretty deep blue glass object, but Mateo, as you inspect this cabinet more closely, you can tell that your eye is starting to give off light as it reflects off the front surface of this cabinet. And your eye feels frigid before kind of settling back to its kind of less noticeable state. But for a split second, it got real cold when you pulled off that sheet and first took in this cabinet in full.
Tail like shivers. So I don't think we should open this yet.
Given how our last interaction with mysterious magical objects went, no, I don't think we should.
Yeah, and so let me get you in on this theory here. I think maybe so this has like sarcophagus vibes to me, and these three, I don't know how they are living forever, and I don't know if I want to find out if this is the compass led us here. It was hidden for a reason. We can quiz them on this later.
Sildra's kind of like staring into space when you bring up that theory. Just like staring at the far wall and just all of a sudden blinks and is like, yeah, let's not do that. Let's not open this at all. Let's leave. Let's leave now.
Yeah, I bet Momori already found them already.
Yeah, she's probably gotten taken care of. Like she's a bit of a bonehead, but she's competent at least, so
Yeah, Momori's pretty cool.
I can't let these two see me die before that happens.
So you guys are leaving this room, no further inspection of the weird cabinet or any of the other covered objects.
The cold eye freaked me out, so
Okay, just
this is
just
the most important. Just wanted to do a little detour, but
that's fine. So you two are headed back down the stairs the way... Yeah, you saw where Momori was headed before you went down this hallway. The two of you make your way down the stairs. Momori, are you still screaming?
No, I've gotten out my hand axe at this point.
Okay. You can go ahead and give a roll for that. Once again, roll strength.
Okay, 11 plus... We've got strength plus 5.
That's 16.
Oh, wait, no.
Hmm?
Strength plus 3, I think. Wait, where do you see strength?
strength is one of the big ones.
yeah, at the top.
Yeah, it's up top. So plus 3. I apologize. That, it didn't matter for last time because Chris didn't give it to me. But, I was looking at saving throw modifiers. I apologize. But that's a 14.
Okay.
That's successful, right?
So on a 14, your hand axe, you manage to, as you go to swing, you're kind of feeling out where you left that dent and moving your hand out of the way, bring your axe down on that kind of distended part of the door, and it clears it. It punches through the thin steel and has a thin but long shred through the metal. And it's allowing some light in as you can now see out the door, and you see Sildra and Mateo coming down the staircase.
Okay, Momori very quickly puts her hand through and tries to unlock herself from the stupid closet from the outside.
Now, 14's not enough to make big enough hole for arm to fit through. This is a thin. Yeah. This is a hand axe, not a.
Momori screams again.
Do we just see like some fingers sticking out of a hole and screaming from the side?
That's essentially what you see.
Terrifying.
Mateo jumps.
Sildra jumps too.
Momori?
Are you?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm stuck in a closet. Can you guys please let me out?
Sildra just starts laughing.
Oh, Mateo goes to try the doorknob.
Teachers could be dying, or Aebis could be dying. Wait, did you say that Mateo opens the door?
I've been trying the knob at least.
Yeah, and Mateo, it opens from your end, and Momori comes spilling out along with the rest of the stuff she knocked over, which you see in the light of the main foyer, you see, some stray books. You see, a couple of, hat boxes that spill open to just some funny little hats. It really does look like a mishmash of just spare crap that, they've just kind of like stuck in an extra closet to not really care about. But Momori, you look down at the objects you were holding, and they are terribly familiar shaped relics.
No. Yes, Grace.
They are polished red wood. I suppose you would call them idols
Mm-hmm.
of a strange figure in a strange looking mask with details of pine trees running up and down the length of the figure. But these idols are identical in size and imagery to the ones that Aebis found.
Okay. Momori tosses them to the side. Like, can we please find the teachers and Aebis now? Like, are we done snooping around?
I mean, you tell us, you're the one in the closet.
Shoots Sildra a look. Well, I wasn't trying to be in the closet. I opened the door and then it shut behind me, and all of a sudden I'm holding stupid wood relics. So I don't know. Where does anyone hear anything?
Should we, do a perception check?
Sure.
I'm rolling. Crap! That's an 8. Plus 1. That's a 9.
I got 17 plus 1, 18.
16.
Momori, you're still pulling yourself out from the closet. I think maybe your ears are still ringing from smacking a hand axe against a metal door incredibly close to your face. Left a little bit of a ringing in your ears, so you're listening for kind of distant sounds, not doing it for you right now. But Sildra and Mateo in particular, you're pretty on guard right now, and you can hear a little bit more clearly. They're further away now than they were before, but the sound of voices coming from the stretch of hallways that run underneath the staircase. And I'm just going to go ahead, and because you said that was an 18?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me show you the route an 18 gives you. Because that's pretty solid, I think.
This leading us to another door. What is this?
So this is leading you to, yes, another door in a room deeper into the estate. So this kind of leads you down several stretches of hallway before bringing you into a relatively spacious room. Not a whole lot furnishing. It looks like it's just kind of an unused storeroom of sorts. But there's a doorway at the back of it. And from there, you can hear voices coming through more clearly than before. There's clearly something going on behind this door.
All right, Momori runs up to the door and forces it open. If it's open, Grace.
It is. It leads to a set of stairs going down. They are lit with intermittent torches, and you can't see the bottom because they kind of twine and twirl into some obscure lower level. Would you like to go down?
Momori runs downstairs. On the way down, I want to hear what the voices are saying.
Is this like a can you see down to the bottom situation?
You cannot. The way that the stairs are angled, you cannot see the bottom. It turns and curves, and you can't see straight down. Momori, you race down these stairs, and it opens up into another fairly large room. This one, not even furnished, it's holding a bunch of old furniture. Old furniture. You get the impression that some of the pieces down here, there's some old sofas and rocking chairs and settees. And you're not like a historian by any means, but they look antique. They look antique and worn, and like they were just dumped down here to get them out of the way. You're starting to hear the voices more clearly. I'm trying to think how to proceed. I don't want this to be the like perception check the episode.
Welcome to D&D.
Perception check all the time, Grace. It's fine.
From your vantage point, from this room, there is one entrance and one exit. And really, now that I'm kind of healing through this, okay, so that's where it forks. Because from this kind of entry room, from where you came down the stairs, it's more linear than it has been up to this point. It's room after room of nothing of significance so far as you can tell. Nothing terribly interesting beyond a few covered pieces of furniture, a few old dusty bookcases, but nothing that, nothing that's setting off your arcane compass, Mateo, and nothing that's setting off your eye either. As you make your way through this basement level to the first sort of fork in the road. And this is where I'll have you kind of, choices back in your court, because up to this point, you're just kind of making your way straight through rooms, unless you guys feel like kind of discussing what's going on right now.
How did Aebis even get in here?
I mean, I heard from a little bird that he tried to climb in through the third-story window, so who
At least
knows?
have windows?
He did what? Lauren puts our heads in her hands.
Who knows? Who knows what goes through that man's head? Like, at this point, I'm just ready for this to be over.
All right. So, okay. Grace, there's 2 doors in this room. We have 2 choices.
Yep.
Another closet.
One is a closet, yep.
Door A and door B.
It's that kind of like third room, and then you are faced with a hallway that branches in several directions.
Mm-hmm. Where do we hear the voices coming from, Grace?
Without a perception check, it's hard to tell.
Okay.
I roll. Oh!
Hey,
Oh, that's
Kev.
a 19 plus 1.
Oh, this dice is doing good for
That
me
is
today.
also a 19 plus 1.
Oh my god!
Ooh, I got a 18 plus 1.
Our
Oh my
senses
God.
are sharp.
You people. Okay.
We're all quiet
Damn.
for once, and we know where the voices are coming from.
Yeah, you absolutely do. Give me a second. I gotta unmask this for you.
More rooms.
More rooms.
This mountain's gonna cave in on these guys.
Why? For what do they have all these rooms?
They have lived in this space for a long time.
Do they burrow?
They have all the time they have to build out this home. In the side of a mountain, there's a limited number of directions you can go, which is deep.
All right, dear Lord, Grace, which one of these am I looking at? What's a circle here? Is that a door?
So, following the map, the top one that was posted alongside of it, you guys were standing in that one room, and all managed to quiet down long enough to zero in on where these voices are coming from. And you start making your way down these winding hallways that have a couple of dead ends that you can kind of glance down. And again, each of these hallways they get the sense that they were used more frequently at one point, but they're abandoned now. They're not, part of the main lived-in areas. So they've been collecting dust. There's pieces of history from various time periods. And, I don't know that any of you guys are terribly well versed in this region's historical timeline. Mateo and Sildra, I think you see some stuff that you've seen and heard mentioned in like your school history classes that you've read about and never really seen firsthand, but there are periods of history from looks like maybe 500 years ago lining these specific halls. You're making your way deeper and deeper, and the voices are getting louder and clearer, and you can hear your teachers behind a closed door at the end of this route, yelling at each other in a language you do not understand. And you do not hear Aebis.
Oh. Okay, Momori, she kind of looks to the other two, like, now that we're in this situation, she's, like, a little nervous, but, like, should we open it? I mean, I guess, what am I saying? Let's open this. Momori puts her hands on the doorknob and opens the door.
You open the door, and no one acknowledges you. The three teachers are so caught up in this argument, discussion that they are having. Aethatria seems like she's on the verge of tears. Zephyrius is holding a hand in his hair and another consolingly on Aethatria's back as Ithaco is holding both of their shoulders and trying to calm them both down. She turns her head and sees you and kind of covers her mouth very quickly with a hand as the other two realize that they've been intruded upon. Aethatria wipes at her eyes and says, how did you find this place? How are you not... Did you get lost?
Well, we followed the sound of yelling, and, have you seen Aebis?
All three of them inhale at the same time. Zephyrius and Ithaco look at Aethatria, who tries her best to compose herself, but is shaking. She nods her head at you, Momori, and she says, Yes, your scholar friend found his way into our home, and after speaking with him about his inquiry about his relics, said he had to leave very suddenly, and was kind enough to say he would miss you, Momori and Sildra and Mateo, and he is no longer here.
Wait.
Zephyrius and Ithaco are nodding their heads with wide eyes, like, yep, that's exactly, that's what he said, and that's what he did.
Doubt. Sus. Can I do an insight check?
Yeah,
I don't need to.
For Sildra's sake. That's a dirty 20.
They're lying.
Can I investigate this room for like a crime scene? Has a crime been committed here?
Yes.
Aebis left without. He left without saying goodbye.
Is he dead?
Zephyrius's lip is kind of trembling. He's like, no, he's not dead. Just has business elsewhere. And Kid, I know, he was gonna help. We will. Maybe he didn't have the answers he needed. You know, maybe it's better this way. We can. And now he's trying to walk over to you, Momori, looking more upset than you've ever seen him.
Momori steps back. Why? Zeph, something about this isn't right. Why are you guys lying to us?
Mateo looks like kind of haunted right now. And he says, Lady Aethatria, I don't trust many people. But I would like to trust you. So why are you lying to us?
She swallows. And the three of them exchange looks amongst themselves. They look at the three of you and back to each other, and Aethatria gives a nod as they all look back at you, looking tired and old. The three of them, for their age and for their physical appearance of looking maybe in their 60s, early 70s, their nature and their personality has always given them a liveliness that makes it easy to forget how old they are. But they're looking at the three of you, and it seems as though time has caught up to them. Aethatria steps away from the group and grabs a covered chair that was propped up against the side of the wall of the storeroom. And she sits heavily down in it. The other two wedge themselves next to her, holding her hands. She looks at the three of you and says, "We're not from here. I think you may have gathered that much in the time that you've known us, or in the things you've heard of us from the people in this town. There was a kingdom and a monarch and a plan. And that plan," and she swallows thickly and looks up at the three of you, "that plan is failing. Your friend Aebis has made us aware of that with the relics he brought."
What do you mean?
Yeah, can you elaborate? This is not very specific.
Those relics he's found, we know where they're from. We know who they're for. And we know that they're changing from what they were meant to be. Ithaco looks at the three of you and says,
You said that magic had a rancid smell? Like it was rotting.
Yes.
She nods her head in a resigned kind of way. She looks back at her fellow teachers and says, It's changing inside, just like I tried to tell you to. And whatever is happening in there is affecting what's connected to them out here.
and she pulls the pendant that Aethatria had been holding on to out and holds it to the three of you.
But who's them? Like, And this kingdom, this plan, what was the kingdom and what was the plan?
What were these things made for? What could you be at all specific?
Zephyrius puts up a hand in a pausing kind of way. He says, "Please, understand that what's happening now isn't supposed to go this way."
Yes, we got that.
I could see that much.
He breathes through his nose. He says, "Our home kingdom is gone. It has been for quite some time. And we," and he gestures to the three of them, "we are all that remains of that kingdom. Or so we thought." As he takes the pendant from Ithaco's hand, he kind of makes a face as he holds it and turns it this way and that. "A kingdom that lasts eternal. That was the plan."
As these guys are monologuing, can I do my investigation check to see if there's a crime scene in this room?
Yeah, you can roll. You can look.
18 plus 4, 22.
Nice.
Where's the body?
There is no body. And there is no
They were very
visible signs of struggle or violence.
Where's the blood? Get the black light.
You do see Aebis's bag of relics spilled out onto the floor, and relics arranged in a way that looks like the three of them were just looking at what he had laid out. But from what you can see, he just isn't in this room. But there's no sign of violence or struggle, no.
Noted. Continue monologue.
"You know, gods are a pain, but they have their limits. And even they are not immune to the forces of time. So, a thought occurred in one mind one day of how we could overcome the forces of time. If we could surpass that, then we would be a boundless kingdom. Look how well that worked out," he says with a bitterness in his mouth. Aethatria straightens up more than she was. She rubs her neck and says, "What happened with the larger machinations of that plan is maybe a bit much to get into at this moment, but suffice it to say, we could not let that plan come to fruition. So we came up with our own countermeasures, which was to seal away that kingdom, that monarch. But that seal is breaking." She holds up the pendant she's taken from Zephyrius. She says, "These stone relics, are you aware of what stonework this might be, or what material this is? Anyone?"
Looks like rock.
Petrified wood.
Looks at Mateo. "Precisely. They weren't always this way. They were, traditionally, carved out of red pine, in honor of our monarch's ties to the old gods of the forest. Sign of respect. Wood was only to be used in the most honored of cases, like in our relics. The magical source that these are tied to, the bound monarch inside the seal, that's what's changing. That's what's making them look like this. Petrifying them. Corrupting them. She's turning the pendant over and over in her hand as she's speaking.
All of this is very, very interesting. However, there's something that I really, really would like to know.
Whatever you want, Momori, Zephyria says, looking at you.
Momori looks back at him. Zephyrius, where is Aebis?
He sighs, gets up. We stuffed him in a closet upstairs after we took the stuff from him. He's fine, kid. He's in over his head and currently nursing probably a concussion. Sorry about that.
Oh, good. Now you match.
Well. It's a look at Mateo. You get stuck in a closet one time.
No, the concussion. Actually, that's a good point that you bring that up.
I'm telling you now, grappling hooks are going to be great. They're going to be incredible. Just you wait.
Yeah, I'll let you know when I try it myself.
Yeah, it's really gonna catch on. Anyways, alright. This is all fine. As long as Aebis is fine and you guys are fine, then this is all good. I don't know why you guys thought we were gonna... I don't know. Why you were waiting to tell us a story. I mean, Zeph, I was gonna work on your project and stuff. I mean...
He dry
you guys
heaves
trust us?
when you mention his project.
Yeah, you good? Are we good?
Ithaca practically shrieks, "We're not good!" And she gets up and starts pacing the room back and forth. The seal's coming down. The binds are breaking. The monarch will be unbound, and the kingdom will be thrust back into this plane, and she looks at you, Momori, kind of crazed. We are not good right now.
Alright, well, how much time do we have before this thing breaks loose? And, what is going to happen when it breaks loose? And if you guys sealed it away in the first place, why can't you, do it again?
Yeah, you guys have been alive for hundreds of years? What's the timestamp on this? Do we have to worry about it, or will our grandchildren have to?
That's also a good point.
Aethatria is looking like she's disassociating right now. She kind of stares into the middle distance as she says, 1,562 years and 87 days, I believe, is the current count. Correct me if I'm wrong here too. That's how long. The monarch has been sealed.
Oh, I thought that's how long we had to wait. How long the seal was gonna last.
Really buried the lead there.
Oh, no, we have... And now she's getting up and puts a soothing hand on Ithaca's back as she says, I'll be honest, I need to do some calculations to get that time frame of how long we have before our seals break and the monarch is let loose upon this land to essentially Consume the life force of all beings mortal and divine in order to transcend the bounds of time and reshape the world in their image. As was the plan, I believe.
So that was the original thing.
So your plan was to create an ever-existing kingdom, and it has a monarch that wants to consume this world, and this is all part of the same plan.
There were a couple of plans in motion. It's a little hard to keep track of all of them. And now we need a new one.
What do you want out of this?
Your teachers look at each other. They look at the pile of petrified relics on the ground. And they look at you three. Zephyrius nods decisively and says, "We want to fix the mess we made."
For this world or for the monarch?
He snorts a derisive kind of noise. The Evergreen monarch can, must, and will burn. Our loyalty is to this world, not to them.
Well, that's, that's reassuring. How do we do this? How do we stop the kingdom from breaking loose? Like, what's the plan here? How did y'all seal him up in the first place? That seems like a good place to start.
Ithaco laughs a little hysterically. She says, "I assure you we do not have time to go into the intricacies of that one. Oh, no, we sealed them away after spending a lifetime of dedicated service and working in the efforts of a plan that we were told would lead only to greatness and prosperity for ourselves and our beloved kingdom, and only towards the end of our lives did we realize the horrors that were bound to unfold should the plan succeed, and we slapshod put together a solution that lasted, a couple thousand years, and now that plan's failing. And now we will come up with a new one. Isn't that right, Tria?"
And Aethatria looks at Ithaco with a dull stare. "I will fix this, just as I did the last time." And she gets up, straightens out her skirts, and starts heading for the door.
All right. Well, whatever we're doing, we need Aebis to help us. I'm just gonna say it.
We do not.
Maybe
Well, we could at
do
least
not.
get him out of the closet.
Yes, I'm getting him out of the closet, but I'm saying you who's got knowledge of this world if you're going to try and save this world, all right? And you're gonna need us. Whatever you're doing. I mean, Zach can't even keep his own workshop clean. So, I mean, how is he supposed to clean up this mess?
He pouts at that.
Listen, you have the luxury of discretion on this. We're gonna have to get a lot of people together to stop this from happening.
They look at each other and exchange a quick back and forth in that unknown language. He looks back at you, Momori. He says, "Give us time. Let us figure out what needs to get done. And then, if we need you, that's a big if, because this is not your burden by any means. This is not," and he's looking at You, Momori, Mateo, and Sildra. This should not fall to you. This is our responsibility.
And yet, it's our world. So, if you wouldn't mind giving us a little bit of input on the matter?
Yeah, and also I like living. You know, pretty basic things, right?
I have yet to fish in the Great Lakes.
Is it Zelda?
I have a checklist. This will mess it up.
Do you? What else is on there?
I mean, not gonna tell you.
Well, you're teasing us now. Like, is it just a checklist of one thing, Sildra?
It's just all fishing spots.
I mean, what did you think it was?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what goes on these lists. You're... Alright, we'll figure this out. Zeph, I do need you to lead me to the closet where you're keeping Aebis. Just keep him in a closet.
He nods his head, not trying to argue, not trying to banter. And he walks with Aethatria and Ithaco down towards the hallway and leads the three of you back up to the second floor as he takes a wedge out from the front corner of one of the closets as Aebis spills forward, kind of gasping.
Momori catches him. Hey, Aebis.
Looks at you, Momori. Relieved only to see the three teachers behind you. Looks scared again.
You're good. You're fine. Good news and bad news. Good news, figured out where your relics are coming from. And you know, the whole shebang, the whole backstory. Bad news is they're bad news bears. They're not good stuff, Aebis. You kinda unearthed some bad things. But more good news. You're out of a closet.
Congratulations.
Nods his head. I would like to leave, if that would be okay.
Yeah, understandable.
The teachers are not looking at him, just kind of preoccupied. Zeph did what he was told, let Aebis out, and now the three of them are escorting the four of you down their central staircase to the front door. Aethatria ushers you all out and looks more determined than scared at this point as she says, I'll be in touch. For now, tell no one. Until we know what to do about the situation. I know you're correct in that we have no right to ask that this stay between us, but until we know how to move forward, better to avoid mass panic, I would think.
Alright, sure, but we gotta tell Aebis. I mean, he deserves to know. Y'all locked him in a closet. I mean, he looks like a kicked puppy, you know.
Can I have my relics back? And all three shout in unison, no!
Well, we have alright, we're just you can assume I'm gonna fill him in. Alright?
Zeph nods and says, Go rest. You'll need it. As he closes the door to their home, and the three of you are left at their doorstep with Aebis ready to pass out in your arms, Momori, as you stand in the warm amber sunlight. The smell of pine and rot clings to your clothes.
Story Hoard is produced by Grace, Maddie, Margaret, and Kev. Our theme song was written and composed by Vocal Outburst. Follow for updates and artwork on Twitter and Tumblr at StoryHoardPod, or visit our website at storyhoard.card.co. You can find all these links and more in the description of this episode.
Kev, get your water. Everyone is hydrated. Everyone is, gone pee. Do what you gotta do.
Is everyone hydrated, Grace?
Yeah,
Yes.
Grace.
Is everyone?
I'm drinking hot water. I'm hydrated.
Does it have tea in it?
No, Grace is a freak.
Oh, wow!
Well,
Rude. So now you don't want me drinking water? Is there no pleasing you?
You can only have it boiled.
I need the cozy of a warm beverage. Apparently drinking coffee, we don't have decaf in the house, and it's, going on 8 p.m. so that I have work in the morning.
Have
I can't.
water. Actually, I'm
Cold
glad
water
you're
hurts.
I'm glad you're. What? It what?
It's too cold. Cold
Wait.
water hurts sometimes. I'm sitting
I was
here
about
drinking
to
my
concede,
hot boiled water with
and you
a
say that.
slice of lemon, and my vocal performance tonight. Just you fucking wait.